push, 2 feet. Keep my wrist loaded, I tap, and I'll go straight line. You want to be able to have just that smooth flow right into it. So when it comes to correcting your shot or tweaking your shot, there's a couple different philosophies I like to work on. So one, when you're in the gym, you always want to start close. You don't want to start far, you want to start as close as you can. You always want to get a good feel of the ball. So if you're right-handed, I want your right hand, find a good placement on the ball, make sure you're within the seams, and I want elbow right now right towards your ribs. So I want your wrist standing up towards the basketball, hips slightly bent. I want you like 2 to 3 feet away. So as you're here now, I want you to go ahead and get to your set point. So notice my wrist is right under the ball, my hands are within the laces, and when I actually release the ball, it wants to be my middle finger or my ring finger. Those want to be a couple of my last fingers to touch the basketball right now. So once I go, starting right here, I want to get to my set point, and as the ball moves first, then my hips will start to move, and I want to get right into it for my shot. When I start off, my hips are down, ball moves first, get into it. When I'm shooting the ball, notice my elbow would lock out, but as my elbow locks out, my wrist almost locks out at the exact same time. I'm really big on getting the fingers to the floor where I really have that strong snap. That's gonna help you when you start adding more distance to your shot, but you're really getting everything out of it. You're really snapping that elbow, but also being able to snap that wrist. So starting really good habits while you're close to the basket. Stage 2, now I want your left hand, your guide hand, to mirror the ball. So I don't want you to touch it yet, but as you're down, I want you to imagine your hand is right there. So about 2 to 3 inches away from that basketball, you're not touching. So every time, your guide hand's gonna mirror, and you'll get right into it. Notice the basketball doesn't really stop moving. It slows down, but we're not gonna focus on you guys coming here, stopping, and then going. That's having that hitch in the shot. You wanna be able to have just that smooth flow right into it every single time. Guide hands close to the ball. Basketball's constantly moving. And with misses, you should learn from your misses when you hold your follow through. Understand why you're missing and figure these things out here before you start to make your way out. Now another step, I want that guide hand to get to the ball. I'm big on having your offhand here. I don't want it really close. I don't want it really close. I want it a little further away where there's a gap in this room between your thumb and your opposite thumb. And once again, basketball right now is by your thigh. I want us to think straight line. Thigh, hip, chest, and almost my right eye. So I want to have my shot path to be straight. You'll see a lot of players wind up. LaMelo Ball used to shoot like this. Even Kevin Durant shoots a little bit like that as well, but he gets back to a set point. But as we're learning to develop that perfect shot, we want to have the ability to be able to shoot in a straight line. So I'll just tap my thigh and I'll go straight up and hold that follow through. Tap it, right into it. Notice the ball has that smooth flow. The ball's continuously moving. It's not stopping, there's no hitch. I find the laces, I get comfortable. My wrist is loaded. So once I tap my thigh, I don't want you to unload that wrist. Even when I tap my thigh, my wrist remains loaded. So I keep my wrist loaded, I tap, and I'll go straight line right into it. We'll go one more, boom, right into it. Give me 10 to 20 makes. Really, it's about when it starts feeling comfortable and you start feeling confident in your shot and those rim ends start to become nothing but swishes. So when you get 15 or 10 to 20 makes, try to have your last 3 to 4 be nothing but net and all swishes, and then you can start to make your way out. But when you're having the process of tweaking or changing your jump shot, you wanna have these habits. You wanna try to keep your elbow square as possible. You wanna make sure your wrist is loaded so you don't have to have an extra variable when you get up top. You wanna make sure you're locking out your elbow as you're snapping your wrist and having those fingers down. Finding the laces within the ball as you're warming up. And of course, once the ball starts to go in, that's gonna build the confidence within the player. And once you get to those top levels, basketball is all about confidence. There'll be a lot of good players around. It's who's gonna have that confidence when they're missing and who's gonna keep that confidence as they're making shots. Basketball season is upon us. I see a lot of players in the gym and they don't really know what to do. They don't really have a true purpose when they're in the gym. Well, I have my separation team app, and that's gonna help you guys out, where I have finishing workouts, shooting workouts. I have different IQ things to help you become a better basketball player on and off the court. Also, with this app, you're able to communicate with me and talk with me. I'm able to be with you every step of the way through your basketball process, because in a couple months, the preseason is gonna be here. I need you guys to be in the gym with a purpose, and my app is gonna help you guys with that. All right, here we're gonna take the legs out. So I want you going wider than your shoulders. Try to take the bend out, and I almost want you locking your knees out. So right now it's gonna be all about that straight line push into your shot. Load my wrist, pushing the ball right to it. Taking my legs out of the drill, hey, getting my makes. I'm not liking how it's going in right now. Notice there's a lot of rim. I wanna try to focus on getting swishes with my makes here. Find the laces. Make sure that basketball continues to move. Right now, really engaging your core. So I want to balance on my right foot. You've seen Steph Curry, Kevin Durant do this. I want to have your knee right around hip level, and I want that big toe pointed up. So once again, engage my core. Right now, I want to start to go down. I want to have this ball touch my toe, and as soon as it touches my toe, I want to be able to go straight up right for my shot. Once I have that shot, try to hold for at least 2 to 3 seconds before I fall back on that foot. My more advanced players, see if you can balance the entire series right here. So once again, my knee goes up, point that toe up, bend. Once it touches the ball, up, down, shot, hold for 2 seconds. 1, 2, get it right back. Find the laces. Hold for 2 seconds. Keep that ball moving. Hey. Gonna work same thing, my right-handers. Now my right knee goes up, I'm going down. So notice, if I'm going here, now that ball's gotta simply move in a different path. To becoming a really elite shooter, you gotta be able to have different shot paths to get to your final set shot. So we're also working on that with the balance. Knee goes up, touch, being able to hold that form for at least 2 seconds. Last one here, same balance. Right into it. So from here, now bounce on that 1 foot. I want to push off, land again on 1, but now when I push back, I'm going to land on 2. And I want to add some pop to it. So once both feet hit the floor, I kind of want to spring and pop up, get into my shot as quick as possible. I'm going ahead and finding that comfortability within my hands right now. So I'll balance 1 to 2 seconds, going here, 2, right into my shot. Both feet hit the ground, right into it. Push, 2 feet. Once I get a couple makes, same thing opposite. Hold, going here, 2 feet hit. Last one here. Last series is gonna be in our triple threat stance. I wanna focus on an aggressive jab, side jab, get the ball inside that knee. Then I wanna be able to have my front jab look like I'm going. And then as I go back, I'm gonna simply tap. And then I wanna be able to simply get that foot to the ground. Make sure this left foot doesn't move, doesn't slide. That's gonna be a travel. So I wanna jab, jab, 1. And as soon as it hits, I'm popping right up into it, all right? Notice where the ball stays. The ball staying in my pocket. I'll jab. It gets back to my pocket as I protect, even as I read the defender here. But as soon as that foot hits, it's getting right into that path. So that path is going here, finding its way up to its set point, right for its shot. Protected, finds its way, boom. Once we get a couple reps, last one, same thing left. So now I want y'all to be able to jab off both feet, be complete shooters, complete basketball players. Here, 1, right into it. Me being right-handed, it's gonna be a little tougher, getting square.